Well, let's discuss this with Matt Abbott, Director of Government and Diplomatic Programs at the Chicago Council on Global Affairs. He spent a decade as a staff member in the United States Congress. Good to have you on the program. So, what's your opinion on this visit on the part of Nancy Pelosi? She's expected to be in Taiwan today or tomorrow.
Sally, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it. There's a strong case that can be made both for and against the visit. In terms of pros, it's an opportunity to show support for Taiwan, even without official relations. Taiwan and the United States have maintained robust cultural and economic ties for decades. It's also not a deviation from previous U.S. policy or actions. A sitting Speaker of the House visited 25 years ago, Newt Gingrich, and for decades, there have been dozens of congressional member and staff delegations that have visited the island. At least 7 sitting U.S. senators have visited Taiwan this year alone. In terms of cons, though, China's quite powerful right now, and it has shown a willingness to be much more assertive when it views its interests as being threatened. U.S.-China relations are already delicate, and this could further inflame those tensions. Also, just looking at the timing, the Chinese military just marked its 95th anniversary on Monday, and the Chinese Communist Party has its 20th Congress this fall. So it's coming at a very sensitive time for the Chinese leadership.
OK, so as you say, a very tricky time for this visit to take place. So what do you think the consequences will be?
Well, right now, we're already seeing a Chinese response through their rhetoric. Chinese officials are speaking out very forcefully and publicly. Embassy officials have been contacting members of Congress, urging them to tell Speaker Pelosi not to proceed with this visit. As you mentioned, there are also reports that Chinese military aircraft flew very close to the median line of the Taiwan Strait this morning. There are any number of other actions that could be taken, whether it's more aircraft entries to Taiwan's air defense identification zone, perhaps even a large-scale entry, more military exercises, or perhaps even firing missiles into the Taiwan Strait.
So in terms of the long-term impact, relations between the US-China, extremely important for political reasons, but also economic reasons as well. Your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I think this may make it more challenging for the U.S. to work with China on a whole host of issues, including combating climate change, trade, North Korean demilitarization. But I will also say that if China reacts too forcefully, it does risk further uniting Republicans and Democrats on Capitol Hill. A number of Republicans have already spoken out in support of Speaker Pelosi's potential visit to the island. And it's quite rare to see that kind of consensus on Capitol Hill right now. So both China and the United States need to tread very carefully with their responses right now.
OK, we shall watch closely. Matt Abbott, thank you.